Happy New Year!
Dude, that was so last week.
I just get out of jail, so that's why.
What the what?
That was a post.
You were in social media jail?
Yeah, I was in. No, actually, I was in social media and I saw that one that says Happy New Year.
Oh,
it's so late, and it's like, I just got out of jail. That's why. So.
Oh, that's so bad.
It was pretty good actually.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I laughed.
Yes, you laughed hard, and then you cried.
And then I cried.
What's up, Lance?
The boss?
Hey, from Holland. Yes, it's the boss, fresh out of jail, straight out of Compton.
No, I'm not that cool.
Yeah. Oh boy, 2023, bringing the boys back. Where are you located? Clearwater, Florida. Dudes, you're alive. Hey, we told you guys we were gonna take, 2 weeks off.
Come on.
Okay, when I say we're gonna take 2 weeks off, we haven't taken any time off of
Work.
No, but
No.
we just.
We haven't had social media, of course.
What's up, Danny?
Danny?
Yeah, plus we needed time to ship out the 12 Days of Christmas. So if anybody here won anything from the 12 Days of Christmas, know that it went out yesterday. Everything actually went out over the last 3 days.
Yeah,
so everything. What's up from Sound Effects, Delaware? Home of Schaefer.
That's right.
But today's Thursday. We thought we'd come on and just remind you guys that we'll be back on Monday. So you still got a couple more days without us. A couple more days to enjoy your time without Dean and Fernando.
Yes.
Hope everyone had a safe and successful, holiday season.
The holiday season.
Natasha, when this is over, you need to call me.
Oh, that was so fast. You gotta slow down.
She heard me. It's okay.
Yes.
So check out. So a couple things that we've been working on. Why we've been gone.
Gone but not gone.
Gone but not gone. Actually, it's been so busy. But a couple things we got done is it gave us some time to finish the rewire on the amp dyno. This isn't part of it. So this is now the back or the front, depending on, that'd be the back of the amp dyno. So everything now has a switch to turn off. Everything is Stinger 0 gauge.
Yeah.
And then over here on the side, we have jumpers to go off to the amplifiers. These are the leads to go off to the amplifiers. Those are going to hang here. I haven't put those in yet, but this is finally done. We added in, so everything is where it needs to be. So the dyno is finally I'm happy with, pretty happy with the dyno. So this is going to make things a lot more streamlined for us. So that's pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. There we go. Wide view. And then, like I said, these are going to hang off to the side. We also found a 0 gauge and a 4 gauge ferrule crimper.
That was awesome.
That works awesome. So this is the 4 gauge ferrule crimper, and this is the 0 gauge ferrule crimper. So we got that all. I've never used welding cable, so I don't really have an opinion on it. Fortunately, I've always been lucky enough to have, Stinger stuff, just because I've always worked for a retailer in an install bay, and we've always used branded cable. I know friends that have used it, but I've never really had any experience with it. Strong cast on that cart, 2 tons of bat. Oh, dude, let me tell you what. This is a heavy duty cart. And also we've reinforced it.
4 power supplies, 2 batteries.
Yeah, but we've reinforced, like, this whole back panel across here attaches both top and bottom. Yeah. So that adds that keeps it from doing this wiggleness. But it's a solid cart. The only thing that would make it better is if it was like welded together, but I feel you'd probably break the seams. At least this way. If it does loosen, we can always tighten it up. There's a power strip that's permanently mounted on it, so all we have to do is roll it in and plug it in. It still has the JVC radio on it, but we think we're going to take that off and put back the just regular doubled in, just because having it sit like this scares the crap out of me. I don't want to scratch it, because it's got to go back to JVC. So we also bought Mobile Solutions metal brake. So hopefully we get some time. Metal, yeah, it's a bender. It's a brake, not a shear. So we have one of those now, which is cool. Fernando's super excited to use that. We just haven't had time to do anything. Another thing that we just ordered last night is, we put up these shelves here, and then we found out this light is too far. So Monday, of all things, which is crazy, I've never gotten anything from the New Age guys. Like, usually it takes like a month and a half, but supposedly Monday we're getting a shipment. So we'll get the rest of the shelves for here. We'll get the shelves for here, and then all of this shelving here on the top is coming down. I'm so excited. And it's all going away, and we have all new shelving to finish this up top. And then after that, we'll be replacing all of that. But that's we got to get this top done first. So, which power supply you use? I use. So these are Astrons. So there's 4 Astron power supplies, 2 of the big 70s and 2 of the 50s.
Yep.
So, another thing we've been doing is. This will be a video that'll be released here real soon. Go ahead and pull this off. We talked about this before we went away, and these are so hard to get off.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a comparison between the Virtus and the Virtus nanocarbons. So these are the nanocarbons right now. We have them hooked up. We've been listening to them all day. We're basically just trying to heat them up and get them, super hot. Break them in. We want them to be, so. We're jamming out on these guys here. They make a really so hot. But yeah, so we've been playing with these, and one of the reasons why we wanted to hurry up, or we've been trying to get the dyno done, is because we still have the 2 Morel 45th anniversary MPS amplifiers that we've been waiting to put in. But right now things are kind of a wreck. Because we have been so busy here.
And then we have this small car.
Then we have the small truck here. Obviously another F-Series pickup. When are you testing those Glade Aerospace speakers? We haven't got them yet. So we haven't got the Glade Aerospace speakers yet. So that'll probably be... It'll be sometime in the first quarter. The reason why they haven't shipped them to us yet is they're doing a package update, I think is what they told us. So they were waiting for that.
And I'm excited to hear the 300.
The what?
The 300.
What's the 300?
That's Mike's.
Oh,
Mike.
I'm like, what are we?
Demo.
You got to give me more than just the 300. I'm like,
you're not up to date.
I'm like, what are we talking about? Mike's 300. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Is Nano still like me without a car? Yes. Yeah, he's still without a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his car's still not out of the repair shop, which means we haven't been able to put the Audio Frog amps in, which kind of sucks, but so does the fact that he's without a car, so you got to take things in stride.
Yeah.
For anybody that is going to be going to Knowledge Fest in Vegas in a month, we'll be teaching a class there called Modern Wire Techniques. We just finally got all of the parts that we need to put that all together. So we have some Arc Audio is going to be sponsoring it for amplifiers. So we have some X2 amplifiers. These guys right here, super sexy. They sent us. Let me spin this around. They're still in their bags. So we have the 2 little X2 monoblock 4 channels. So these will be wired up for us to show the modern wire techniques. We have a box of Metra. They sponsored it for all the wiring.
Ooh, look at that.
So we have a bunch of the T-Spec. We're going to do an unboxing review of these here so you guys will get to see. So we have an 8 gauge, a 4 gauge, and a 0 gauge kit. And then those are going to be giveaways for not Master Tech.
No, for Knowledge.
That's a whole other thing. That's for Knowledge Fest. So Knowledge Fest, we have some giveaways for that. And then, in March, we'll be at Master Tech.
That is correct.
So we also added a TV to the wall here.
Yes.
That's going to be for videos. What are the advantages of bi-amping with a passive crossover? Also, where do you get the different color wire you use for speed wires, not the speed wire? Bi-amping through a passive crossover. So, like, right here. Hold on. That's still me.
Still you.
So right here is a Focal. right here. So this is a Focal biampable crossover. And the reason why we would use this as opposed to just going full active is, what are we powering this with? So for example, if we're just using like this is a conventional 5-channel amplifier. It doesn't have a 10-time multiplier switch or a bandpass channel for the speakers. So the 10-time multiplier switch would be for the tweeter to make sure that you can get up to, let's say, 32K or 3.2K or 3200, whatever you want to call it, as a bottom crossover point. The highest crossover point this has is like 150. So the tweeter would play down too low and you'd blow the tweeter. The passive crossover is going to fix that problem. And then a bandpass is so that the mid-range doesn't play up to and past the tweeter frequency. It comes up to that 3.2 or 3200, it stops. This, like I said, this will play down to 50, but it'll only play up to, let's say, 200. We want to put it somewhere at 80, and there is no bottom for this. So what this is giving us is a bottom for the tweeter, the lowest point the tweeter is going to play, and then the highest point that the mid-range is going to play, and then the amplifier is perfect for providing the lowest point that the mid-range will play. So if our amplifier is not set up to run biamp, then using the passive crossover is going to solve that problem and prevent us from blowing up the speaker. So that's why you would do that. Now if you had a DSP or you had like this amplifier here, now this amplifier has band passes and 10-time multiplier switch on every channel, so we can go active. It just depends. So that's why you would do that. Now what was the other part of the question? Speaker wire that we use. It's just primary wire. So it's just, we carry, this is just primary wire. Remote turn-on wire is what you guys typically call it. So we're out of them right at the moment because we just haven't had time. But, you got reds, you got blacks, blues, basically every color. And
we have it here.
Okay, it's sitting over there. But what you do is just pull off the length that you need. So in this case, let's say we need red and black, and then you take them over to the drill press, and where's the so here you go. So here's a white and a blue. You take them over to the drill press, you put the wire in the end of here, and then you clamp this into something, and that's it. You have a whatever color wire you want. Big head. Big head.
Wow. That was mean.
It's polyfill necessary in a ported box. Necessary is one of those funny terms that I'm not going to say yes, I'm not going to say no, because it really depends on what you're doing. So, for example, 2 examples of this. If you look at every single kicker box that's ever made that's ported, they stapled batting on the sides of the box. So the thin 1-inch cotton crap, they staple it all throughout the inside of the box, whereas Rockford, on the other hand, doesn't do that at all. So it really depends on the box that you're building is whether or not you're going to need that. Where do you find 0.4 gauge ferrule crimpers? I could use one in my shop. So we just started playing with one the other day, and right now they're actually 2 different crimpers. Hopefully within the next week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll have them up on the DNF tool drawer, because we're going to be putting together a page specifically designed for the class that we're going to be teaching at Knowledge Fest. So like this guy here is the 4 gauge, and then there's a different one for the 0 gauge. So give me a week or 2, and they're actually real reasonably priced. They're not like $300 or anything like that. They're like $20, $30, something like that. So we bought lots of them to find out which ones we've liked. So just stay tuned, and we'll let you know when we have that stuff up for you to go find and buy. Do you guys suggest using the pack FD for Super Duty trucks when adding in? That's what we're using in this one.
And this is a Super Duty.
This is Super Duty. The question on this was, because this is a 2019,
Yep.
and it has a BO system. And a lot of people automatically assume that just because it has a BO system, it automatically gets the BO adapter, and that's not true.
Well, right here you can see.
See, it says BO. Needs deodorant. How you tell if it needs BO is actually, if it needs the A to B connection as opposed to just the regular, what they call Sony connection, which is dumb, but is looking at the side of the factory amplifier. So let me flip it around here. So here's the factory amplifier, because with the Amp Pro in this older version of it, you keep the factory amplifier. With the new 31, the amplifier comes out. So A to B, which is BO, or Bang & Olufsen, loses the amplifier. And what you're looking for is if it has these 3 connectors like this that you see here, this is the old technology. So this would be the 21. If you see a blue USB micro cable plugged into the side of the amplifier, that's telling you that's A to B, because that is done over that little USB. So that's how you tell the difference between whether you need the 21 or the 31. So in this amplifier, of course, is located behind the driver's side rear seat. And that's it. And the reason why this is plugged into it, just in case you wanted, so when you buy the 21, you also want to get the companion harness for it, which is this guy right here, which is the FD01, the APH FD01. This is going to have all your speaker harnesses, and if you need to loop any speakers through or anything like that. And these are load resistors that you just plug, dummy loads that you plug back into the amplifier. And the reason why you do that is to keep your chime playing through the speakers. If you don't, the chime is going to default to the little piezo thing up here in the dash, which is kind of annoying. Sometimes you hear it, like when your car is still booting up, you might hear it go from the dash area down to the door, and you're like, what the hell was that? And that's why. So this keeps it doing the same kind of crappy functionality that it does from the factory.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Needs deodorant.
Didn't even notice you had a Super Duty in there. Mine is a Sony system. So there again, if it's a Sony system, it'll have these 3 plugs,
Yeah,
and you'll be good.
Yep.
Needs deodorant. Yeah, no doubt. Oh man, that's an 802 on that amp rack. Yes, it is. Is there any point in bi-amping if you aren't going full active? Well, by bi-amping, you're actually going full active. I mean, the whole definition of bi-amping is putting an active channel on the tweeters and an active channel on the mid-range. If you're just running 2 channels to 4 speakers like we are in this car, then you're just gonna, like on that crossover I showed you, it has 2 inputs, okay? And internally it has jumpers, all right, that you take out if you're going to go bi-amp. If you're just gonna go to, left amplifier in, right amplifier in, to a set of components, you still need the passive crossovers. But bi-amping in itself is going full active. You're actively powering each speaker individually. So you now have not left and right, but in pairs. Mm-hmm. So you have a volume control for the tweeter, you have a volume control for the mid-range. If you're going to be using passive crossovers in a 2-channel configuration, meaning just putting 2 in, that's why the crossovers have tweeter attenuation in them. So they'll have the, here's a Morel. I'll just show you this because we have those conveniently located right here, and they have a cool viewing window. So like if you look at this has a 0, -2, +2. The reason why this is there is because this is not a bi-ampable crossover. So I'm just going to run my 2-channel, my positive negative in, tweeter out, mid-range out. And then depending where my tweeter is located at in my car, I can do basic volume control by this. So for example, some people that sit here in the car, let's go out. So people sitting here in the car, this tweeter is so close, it might be loud. I might want to put that in -2. This tweeter is super far away. I might want to put that at +2. That's an example. Or you're just not a tweeter fan, in which case you just put it at -2 on both. So it gives you some very basic volume control using that. That's what that's for. Now, if you go full active or active through bi-amping, then you would just use the gain on the amplifier. Once you've had it maxed out to the loudest it could be, you can then turn it down to blend the mid-range with the treble.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
No, not really.
Where do you get initial power on a BMWs? I have my amps hooked up to where they will turn on. Well, they turn off after 15 minutes because the fuse box is hot at all times until it turns off in 15 minutes with the doors closed. All right, so the cars like that don't necessarily ever have an accessory. We have a video showing you 3 alternatives to doing something like waiting for the car to go to sleep. The first one is this guy right here called the ING3. Sorry, it's backwards. It's called the Pack Audio ING3. And what this is used for is it creates an ignition wire as soon as the car turns on, meaning as soon as you start the engine, it uses current sensing to activate. So when you get in the car and turn it on, it's not going to turn on. When you start up the engine, the car goes from rest to the alternator, putting out 14 volts or 13 volts or whatever it is. Then it will create an ignition that will turn anything on. It also has stop-start built into it, so when you turn it off, it actually stays on for 10 seconds and then shuts off. That also alleviates any accidental turn-offs and or turn-off pop from the ignition just going pow. So Ignition 3 is a really cool thing for that. And then there's this guy here. This is called a TR4. Now, a TR4 uses signal sense, or I'm sorry, DC offset, not signal sense. DC offset is what is built into most amplifiers. Audio Control calls it, not Accubase, calls it, what the heck do they call it? Sorry. What is?
What? Yeah, BFM.
No. What is the freaking auto turn on circuit called? Totally, just brain totally farted, and Fernando, of course, has no idea what I'm talking about. Thank you. The GTO circuit and the audio controls. Jesus, I know, guys, it's been rough this last couple of weeks. Anyways, GTO is doing that also. So what it's doing and how you can test to see if that works is that's a 6-volt DC signal that's usually in a BMW coming off of a mid-range out of the amplifier, mid-range tweeter, one of the normal channels. Typically, the subwoofer doesn't have it.
Pontiac GTO.
Yes, exactly. And what you do is you take your digital multimeter, put positive to one of the speaker leads. It doesn't matter, negative or positive, it doesn't matter. And then you take the other lead and you go to ground. Turn the car on and or wait for the car to go to sleep or whatever it is. You should read 6 volts. There should be 6 volts DC on one of those speaker lines. Then what you do is you shut the car off, close the doors, and you wait for it to shut off. Now, typically that will take about anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. Sometimes on a BMW, man, it works like that. Like as soon as you turn the radio off, it goes dead and shuts off. A lot of the times it's 30 seconds to 3 minutes. And that's what a TR4 will do, or a lot of the DSPs. Some of the amplifiers have that. If they say signal sensor auto turn on, that's how they work, is that they are looking for, like, Rockford has it, Kicker has it, basically every amplifier on this wall has that capability. So it's kind of surprising that your amplifier doesn't, unless it's just like a really weird or non-new amp. I don't know. Anyways, TR4 would be the other piece you could use. And then the third way, I don't remember what we did for the third one. So, anyways, we do have a video on all that. I think it's like alternatives to remote turn-ons or some shit like that. Pack is spendy, but their add-ons for their devices for the trucks are super nice and convenient. Yeah. Okay. Have you guys worked on a 2020? No Mavericks yet. I know. Did you give us the name? No, I did not give you the name of the Crippers or Ferals because I don't know what their names are. Again, these are tools we've been acquiring over the last couple months, and we just finally have had time to
open it.
I need a haircut. Dude, between the holidays and everything we've done, it's just been. We take this time off because we kind of need a break. We didn't get a break, and because we've been working, and everyone wants Christmas presents, and oh my gosh, just order 5-channel ACX audio control amp. Can't wait.
Very nice.
See how it sounds. Oh, it's gonna sound wonderful.
Yeah.
He said they will. Yep. Okay. Nando, did you see the comments? Okay.
What?
I thought you. Did you read this? See the comments on the Facebook post yesterday about fuse?
Yes.
You replied to my comment agreeing that it's a good idea to fuse alternating wire.
Well, I agreed.
It's funny too because McNulty, that's McNulty by the way, the one that put the really lengthy I disagree. Chris, that's Chris McNulty, good friend of ours, which I thought was funny because he kind of went in circles around talking about the same thing that was the answer to the question. So, and to fill you guys in, someone's asking if
it's a good idea.
It's a good idea to fuse
your alternator.
Because in most cars, okay, so this is where the gray area comes in, because when you're doing a big 3 alternator power wire, if you can follow the path that the factory wire takes, it's probably the smartest way to do it. The problem is that's usually next to impossible to do. So now you're going to route a big 0 gauge in some somewhat sketchy, maybe questionable spots. So putting a fuse in there, it's not like you're going to be taking out the factory wire, so you're going to have double power wire at that point. So if the fuse blows, it's not like you're going to be stranded. It's an extra wire. The other thing, too, is on a lot of the modern cars that have these big power distribution block fuse holders that go onto batteries, they're now fusing the alternator. So,
and like you say in your comment, no, it's not no.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to.
But for safety purpose, it's always good, because everybody's gonna route the wire differently.
And trust me, when we've done them, it's like you're staring at the engine block, mapping out the most safest way to do this. Because you really don't want to add a fuse, because now you're adding a resistance point.
Correct.
And what's the point of running a big ass 0 gauge if you're going to put this fuse in there? That's you're like, no, I don't want to do that. But you also don't want the guy's car to burn to the ground. I mean, so it's and honestly, in some of the newer cars, running a big 3 power wire to the alternator, bad idea.
Right.
But leave it alone. Yeah, it's way too much resistance.
Yeah.
412 subs and a ported tower for home use. What should the box be tuned to, mainly for music and some TV? Well, I have band passes in the corner of my house because when you look... Okay, so here's what I did. This was a long time ago. I looked at what home guys were building for subwoofer enclosures. Meaning, if you go and look at like Velodyne, it's a ported box aimed towards the floor, to the wall, or it's got a passive radiator. Most home subwoofers, even on some of the bigger cabinets, the home woofer is facing out of the side. Sometimes it's facing out of the back. So they know more than me about home audio. I'm not going to claim to know anything about home audio. So when I built my bandpass enclosures for my living room, I just looked at what everybody else was doing in the home audio world and did that. They knew better than I did. So I have 2 12-inch bandpasses firing towards the rear wall, big vents, puts out tons of low bass, because for watching movies and stuff, you just want a lot of stuff like that. And then I have 8-inch...
That's what you want?
I have big 8-inch woofers to take care of the rest. So, firing... And I went through a lot of iterations of it. Back then we were Macintosh dealers. I was like, damn, I'm going to buy some Macintosh, make some bitchin' cabinets. And so I was like, before I go buy all the wood to do this, maybe I should just build an MDF one and see how it sounds. It sounded terrible. So, yeah, you might want to do some home audio forum stuff and kind of get an idea of what everybody else is doing for home. Because car and home don't always translate. BMW usually from PowerPort, but test first. Yes, Fro. And sometimes they actually, another place you can find in the BMW, believe it or not, is in the mirror. Sometimes in the mirror. Hey guys, long time no see. Yeah. Tonight is Thursday, by the way, so for those of you that are looking for something to do tonight, because it's what I've been doing on Thursday night, I'll be over. Hi-Fi Vega and myself will be back at it tonight, so we'll be doing Reverse Polarity and Side Jag, both shows over on the Hi-Fi Vega network, as well as the Side Jag channel on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the Lamborghini movie that just came out a month ago, I think. I don't know. Either way. So that's something for you guys to do tonight if you want. We'll not be doing the news tomorrow because, there's really no news yet. However, CES, Consumer Electronics Show, is happening now. I think this is something we're going to talk about on Hi-Fi tonight, about the state of Consumer Electronics Show and what that means for us, and why we're not doing news tomorrow morning. Before you go,
no, we're not participating in the Light Off Challenge Master Tech, but we're going to run The Clean Wire Challenge.
So there's 3 big challenges happening at, well, there's 4 now, but there was 3 bigs. You have the build off, you have the wire off, you have the light off, and now you have the alarm off. A lot of shit getting off going on over here.
Yes.
And I was going to tell you, if any of you guys, March is like, it's already January. Like in a month from today, we'll be on a plane to Vegas for doing Knowledge Fest, okay? We're going to be there with Morel. Stay tuned for the cool crap, and I'm sure Natasha will be doing some swag giveaways here on Instagram. So stay tuned for that because, man, all right, dude.
That's really cool.
This is another, so 2023 is kicking off with one of my bucket list things right off the bat, and I'm super excited about it. I can't tell you about it, but I mean, you could probably figure it out, but us and Morel, we're gonna be there with Morel, and she made one of my big bucket list things happen. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm sure you guys will get to have some fun with it too.
Yeah.
But if you are going to Master Tech, that's in March.
Yep.
That's 2 months away. Exactly 2 months from now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be on another plane going out to Mesa, Arizona.
Yep.
So if you guys haven't, the difference between Master Tech and Knowledge Fest is huge. Yeah. Okay. One of the biggest things for you guys is that Master Tech is open to anybody that can afford to go.
Yep.
Okay. So it's a pay-per-play event, and that means you're getting a whole nother level of education. Okay, because these are all paid people to come out there. Okay, and do the trainings. And Chip Foose is going to be out there this year, which is going to be pretty awesome, along with the gang of disorderly people that, Build Off is going to be super cool. We already, three of our friends are in the Build Off that I know of. I don't know if I should tell anybody.
No.
Damn it, I really want to.
No.
Damn it, I really want to. I hate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So 3 of the guys that we're super good friends with, that I know that have told me are going to be in it, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We are lining up our 8 competitors that are going to be going in the Clean Wire Challenge.
Filling up.
And so here's the cool thing: we're going to have 8 competitors, but we're going to have 9 systems.
Yeah.
So what that means is you're going to Master Tech. There's a chance you could actually walk away with a system, okay? You won't have to do nothing other than show up and cheer for these guys. So another reason to go to Master Tech is you can walk away with equipment, for free. So big reasons to go to Master Tech. Also, opening day Master Tech, concert, fireworks show, open bar, big party Sunday night. Meet and greet, dude, we went last year.
Yeah.
And the meet and greet party at Master Tech is probably the most amazing event in 12 volts.
And this year is going to be way
even better. MSC, which is the
Helix.
Thank you.
Rags, Match.
Thank you. Guys
Bam.
are putting on this concert and the fireworks show. The mayor's going to be there. This is the event to be at.
You know who's going to be there? Me.
Fernando's going to be
I'm
there.
gonna be there.
I mean, that alone would be that itself is worth the money. I also found out the other day that one of the event hotels, has a reduced rate right now.
There you go.
So because there's 4 or 5 event hotels. One of them, I was talking to Brian Monday or Tuesday, and he's like, one of the event hotels lowered its rate. There
you go.
But so yeah. All right, so that's what's going on with Master Tech. We're super excited. And next week. Oh, maybe next week.
Yes.
Next week, I think we're announcing. Is it next week? We're announcing the winners.
Yep.
So, pretty excited about that.
Stay tuned for that.
Happy to get that off of our plate. And then we could start talking to those guys, getting them excited about that. So there's a lot of stuff. And if you're in Canada,
woo.
Dude, at the end of March, for any of you guys ever catch the CMA, and I don't mean Country Music Awards, Canadian Mobile Audio, they're doing their big show in Toronto at the end of March.
That is so crazy.
And so if you're in Canada, make sure you come to that because rumor is I'll be there. Rumor. Rumor is I'll be there. I know. I don't care. I care. Totally care. Because I'll be freezing my ass off. Fernando can't go. Anyway, so there's a lot of cool opportunity there to get your knowledge on in the first quarter of the year.
There's plenty shows that you can go and learn, for sure.
So we're super excited. Or just hang out here and learn from us. Whatever works for you guys.
Yeah, stay tuned.
That's what we got. That's what's happening tonight. Hi-fi. That's it. Bye.
See you guys Monday.
Faucet in the bathroom for a second.
What are you talking about?
The high-pitched noise coming from the bathroom.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This.
I have no idea.
Really?
No, here.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh, that's crazy. Hey guys, what's going on? It's after hours here at 5 Star.
Not really. Not
No, it
after
is. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it's 6:05. That's after hours.
6:05, yeah.
That's after hours.
Ooh.
That's 5 minutes after hours.
It's overtime right now.
Yes, yeah. So we had some time today. All right, so
Really?
backstory.
All right.
Backstory. Let's story time with Dean. So for Christmas, Best Buy had iPads on sale, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So Fernando got an iPad. I got an iPad. We both got iPad Airs for Christmas, thanks to Smashforce Productions.
Santa Claus.
And the reason why we bought them was because they have USB-C. Plus, there's a lot of apps that we can use the iPads for now. Anyways, so we got iPads with USB-C, which is awesome because that meant we can finally test the IRTA with the USB-C connection. All right, so that's where we're at today. Now, back over to here. Today we had a little bit of time. This is the Apple USB-C to auxiliary input. Now, we had tested this on Haley's iPad, and it didn't work, which didn't make any sense.
Right.
So clearly there's some weirdness going on. So it's still something we're going to be playing with to make sure, like, we're going to try to break it as many times as we can. Right now we're playing. We have this iPad connected to it playing like our sound quality crap. And normally it's hooked up to the Rialto, which is playing these Morels, which the show is brought to you by
Morel. Hi-Fi.com. You can find a lot of things about hi-fi audio at Morel Hi-Fi. Correct.
USB-C to Lightning 30-pin iPod. No, this is just a USB-C to auxiliary jack. That's all this is. Anyways.
Yeah.
So this you guys are gonna get this video soon. So these are the Nanos and these are the regular Virtus. Awesome. Anyways, so we have two things playing into the IRTA right now. We have our tone generator over here that's plugged into this channel, and then this channel is coming from the iPad. So we can just kind of flip-flop between the two and see what's going on.
It's the iPad.
So this is playing music.
And this is our tone generator. You can see it right there. Ooh,
yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
So exciting.
And then you turn it down. Boom. Yeah.
So we're just having fun. Just testing it to see what apps will work, what apps won't work. This app is...
What is that?
What is what? That's just...
I think it's the pop.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
You see that?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's polarity pops.
See?
Balance, more polarity pops, more polarity. Subwoofer. What is this? This is a subwoofer crossover test.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's just doing weird stuff. That's a sweep, I think, is what it is. Yeah. How exciting is that? No show tonight. Yes, that is correct. There's no show tonight. Monday is our first day back.
2023, baby.
For 2023.
Yes.
So this is New Year's week, so we take the week after Christmas and then all of New Year's week off.
And not off.
No, we're working our asses off. It's been ridiculous. So it's pretty exciting. Some exciting news for us is that these shelves are all getting replaced really soon. They're gone. Monday they're supposed to be dropping off, so we ordered more of these shelves.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be here Monday, so it's pretty exciting. So all of this is going to be gone for the new year. I'm ordering the new toolboxes to replace these tonight, so those should be gone here within the month. So the install bay is getting a total makeover, which I'm super excited about.
And then we're gonna do marble floors.
Yeah, we're gonna do marble floors, gold leaf on the ceiling.
Yeah, with the big logo right here in the center of my face. So
cool. That's Christian. I'm excited for you.
Christian, you're not gonna get nothing because you didn't came today.
What are your thoughts on car stereo chicks testing output voltage on head units? I think it's great, man. I mean, why not? She's pretty cool. We got the opportunity to meet her and car stereo chick.
Oh yeah. Go Fast. Yes.
Yeah, we got the opportunity to meet her in Go Fast. If you watch the Go Fast video, she actually does a testimonial section in that. No, she's really cool. Those guys are neat. We were planning to get her on the show at some point, but then we just never got around to doing that segment that we wanted to do. We were going to get people on, so that kind of sucked. But no, I like what she does. She's fun. She was cool to talk to. But yeah, no, I got no problem with it. Hello from Rhode Island.
What's up, guys?
Hey. What do you think of the new Mercedes with Dolby Atmos?
I think it's expensive.
I mean, there again, why not? I mean, some of the music is starting to be recorded in Atmos, so I think it's great. I mean, if listen, everyone's getting all right. DSPs are going to plateau, meaning we talk about the 4 features all the time that make a DSP a DSP: channel equalization, time alignment, volume control, and crossover. So those are the 4 things that pretty much to be a DSP, you have to have at least those 4 minimum things. And then it's all the extra stuff that you have that make things better. Well, now you can get into, like, for the longest time, the DSR1 was like, oh my gosh, that's like the most affordable DSP that has like a really awesome feature set and doesn't suck. But that has, over the last 2 or 3 years, that has come down. Meaning we have cheaper DSPs that don't suck and do all those things and are starting to come out with more features. And so now you see the big guys going, oh shit, they're adding all kinds of other features. So there's like a lot of de-equalization, auto settings and stuff like that. So, and eventually that means in some cases, like Alpine announced that they're coming out with an 8-channel DSP amplifier that's going to have auto setting built into it. And it's about the size of like the JBL. It looks like maybe a little bigger. So it's like, oh crap. So, things like Atmos, what's the other one that the DSP minis have? Anyways, so those features, yeah, why not? And now that like Apple and I'm sure Spotify and Amazon are starting to put out music encoded in that, that's really what we need. We need the material in order to create the desire to put the product in your car. Because I don't know how old you guys are, but failed media attempts always comes down to, do people want the media, like mini disc? A lot of you guys don't even know what mini disc is. And in Japan, mini disc was all the rage. And here, no, square. It looked like a floppy, just prettier. But nobody here wanted it. But they were trying to sell it to us, and it's like they didn't want it. So if we have the music here on the phone or wherever, and it's like Atmos. What is this Atmos stuff? Oh, it's this processing. Well, how do I get that? Oh, well, you gotta. Oh, okay, let's do that. So if we get the content first and everyone is scratching their heads going, well, how do I actually hear it like that? And then someone walks up and goes, I have a processor. So it's one of those things that has to go hand in hand. Because you're not going to see these guys. A lot of these guys are once bitten, twice shy. Like, they're not going to invest money in technology, and there's no reward on it. I mean, look how excited Sony was to win the format war with not laser. What is it? Not DVDs. What is the Blu-ray? Okay, there again, I can't even remember. Blu-ray. You had HD, DVD, and Blu-ray, and Blu-ray won. But who cares? When's the last time you bought a Blu-ray? Nobody buys Blu-ray. They just stream. I mean, have you ever bought a Blu-ray? Do you have any Bluray? Do you even have a player?
I have a Blu-ray, yeah.
Yeah? Do you use it? No, exactly.
No.
I haven't bought a movie in forever.
No. I mean, I have them, but it's like you don't play them anymore.
No, because I can just go and like every
$10
$10 service that I have to pay for. Mm-hmm. So, hello from Rhode Island. I think I already said that. Hello from El Paso, Texas.
Oh, you're way off.
Any new lap? No. It's still.
Christian.
I know. It's still. Hope Apple gets Atmos in CarPlay. There again, we need. I do too, but we need the chips in the radios first. So Atmos is spatial audio. Sorry, spatial audio. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, dude, like, all right. So here's a funny one. When you record audio on the iPhone, okay, like if you record audio with your iPhone, like when we're doing movies and stuff, holy shit. Some of the way it records audio, because it's using left and right mics, I'll be sitting in my room editing, and I'll hear, I thought I heard it, like, when I was doing my installer of the year, Haley walked in and shut the door. Well, when I was editing, I kept hearing the door shut. I kept taking the headphones and looking. I kept taking the headphones off and looking, because it was playing on that side, and I was like, oh my God, dude, this is so freaky. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways. Have you watched any of the videos? The voltage numbers she is seeing are low. No, but I mean, you shouldn't get more than. Is she getting like 7 or 8 volts, if that? Maybe 5 to 7 volts. I mean, if you want to go back and see what we used to get, because remember we used to do radio dynos back like 3 or 4 years ago. And the chips really haven't changed. So if you've seen what we got when we did the radio dynos, it's not that impressive. You're not going to get like, I mean, keep in mind, it's 18 watts. Do we have the sheet? Where's the sheet? Where's that sheet?
I don't think
here it is. Is this it? Yeah. 18 watts. Yeah. So does this even go down to 18 watts? No, it doesn't even go down to 18 watts. All right, so
13.
So at 4 ohms, 45 watts is 13 volts. All right, so if you figure half that, maybe, can we half it? Yeah, 5. All right, so go up to 90 watts. Where's 90 watts? There's 100 watts. So it doesn't multiply. It doesn't. So you got to figure she's probably getting like 7 volts. What did I miss? What you missed is we're doing some testing today with the IRTA2. So we have the IRTA2 here. We have the new iPod Air with the USB-C. And we have the aux plugged into this. And we're playing music off of that iPad as well as off of the tone generator here. And what we're doing is we're switching between the two. There's the tone generator playing right there. Ooh, we'll watch that go crazy. Yeah, tone generator. They're so dirty. Anyways, what we're doing is we're testing out USB-C connection for the IRTA so that for everyone that has the new iPads or futuring, will it work? So right now we've just started testing it. We're pretty excited because so far it seems pretty positive. But we're going to, and that's not listening to me, that's actually music playing. So by quiet. Anyways, so we're pretty excited that this is all working. So that's what we started out with, and then we're just randomly talking about other stuff because that's what we do, and it's Saturday night, and we got some other stuff we need to do, but can you explain how to set up AccuBase threshold properly? Oh, man. You know, it's funny you should ask that because that's... All right, we're going to do another video on it because one of the things that we were doing in our time off was helping Matthew set up a really awesome visual for it. But because we didn't have everything set up, we weren't able to film it. But it's definitely on the top 10 list of things we need to do. And I don't even, do you remember what we were doing? See, the problem is that we do the stuff and then we're like, it's awesome. And then we forget.
Yeah. And it was there for I don't know how long.
Yeah. So I'll try to get that video out sometime in January, which means February. But we're gonna try to get it out. There's two videos that were like they're just kicking me in the back of the head that we want to shoot. One is how we use AccuBase and how to set it up properly. And two is and we want to show you like with an RTA and all that other fun stuff so you kind of get how it works and show you what you're doing so that you don't need an RTA. You can just be like, it works every time. And then the second one is explaining how loudness actually works so that people that are like, oh, loudness blows speakers. No, it doesn't. We want to show you how that works and why loudness is a good thing. So, you'll never, no, it's not going to happen, Christian. They have programs for that. Okay. Sony 6000 or Kenwood 6801, think it's on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Should the voltage on the remote turn-on wire on a Pioneer single-DIN radio read around 12 volts to turn on an amplifier? Yeah, it should be around 12 volts. Sometimes it'll get down to like 11 and a half, but yeah, it should be about 12 volt output. Most modern equipment needs almost nothing. You could breathe on the remote turn-on wire to turn it on. They've come a long way since needing like a half of amp or anything like that. I mean, it's ridiculous how low it needs to be in order to turn on. They've done that mainly because like they don't want relays anymore, because relays can do backfeeding issues. And trust me, I got a long lecture on relays from our friends at Kicker, ironically enough. And so, yeah, it should be between 12 and 11 and a half volts. What do you think about the new JY hybrid caps? I've seen them, but I think Hi-Fi is going to be playing with one. I think he bought one to play with, so we'll go with that. How can I make my stock sub in my Tundra Pro sound louder? Take it out, put a real sub in there. I know. There's nothing you can do, man. Keep in mind, man, when the factory put that in there, they made it as best as they could with the money and the budget that they were willing to spend. It's not going to get any better. Even if you put a better woofer in there and more power, the enclosure isn't designed to handle that, so we take them out. It kind of sucks. But if small subwoofers, small thin things, JL, Focal, Kicker, go to town. What is the proper way to set an audio control epicenter? All right, there's no proper way to do any of this. If you have an RTA, you can actually watch it. Like if you watch the video we did 2 years ago or a year and a half ago when the Epicenter Micro came out, we walked you through showing you on an RTA. All I could say is that the best place to start is 12 o'clock on both of the knobs and then adjust the effect as needed. That's really it. If keep in mind, understanding open the owner's manual and read the frequency range that it's capable of doing. That's the most important thing. And then decide what you're trying to get, low bass or more higher bass. Because if you turn it all the way one way, you're just going to get rumble. If you turn it all the way the other way, might not be enough. It might sound too high and sound like too punchy. So, the 12 o'clock is pretty good. And then the width, there again, if you go too far on the width, it just makes everything kind of, too much. So start at 12 and then just work your way around it. How can I make my stocks? Okay, I already answered that. Sorry. Is the Stinger the only radio kit for a 2015 Jeep Wrangler non-Alpine with a CD player? Like, it doesn't have a CD player. The Stinger doesn't have a CD player. It's a 2015 Jeep. That's a JK, right? Mm-hmm. Everything fits in a JK. I mean, what size screen are you looking for? I mean, it's just a 10-inch, but that doesn't have a CD player. You're not going to find. There's nothing over 7 inches is going to give you a CD player. Straight up, not going to happen. So if you need a CD player, you're going to have to go conventional 7-inch radio.
Yep.
Yeah. What's up, Lance? Do you use AccuBass or loudness or both? AccuBass is to fix factory loudness. Okay, so what you're doing with AccuBass is if a factory radio has loudness, all right, that means that at low volumes there's a lot of impact, there's some bright highs, there's some deep bass, and as you turn it up, loudness is designed to roll off because our ears change. The way our ears hear at higher volumes is different than we hear at lower volumes. At low volumes, we have a hard time hearing bass and treble. So the loudness curve is designed to give you a boost in bass and a boost in treble. But as you turn it up and the volume increases, it's easier for our ears to perceive these things. And now we don't want to blow the speakers, so we turn them up. Now, in a factory implementation of that, that's what we call bass roll-off, meaning it's oh crap, I'm losing all my bass. And then when you add a subwoofer into that with a ton of power, it's really noticeable. So what AccuBass does is it's designed to figure out the point where the loudness is starting to roll off, and then it will continue to increase that. So it's a patented technology that they figured out the curve, and so it will increase instead. So loudness is going to do this. So at that point where that voltage is changing, AccuBass, you set that there, the voltage, and then it just goes and it continues to increase. So it's basically designed to not shut off loudness is the idea behind it, so that your bass continues to get loud. Yeah, it's fun. But that's what it does. If you have a aftermarket stereo, there's no reason to use AccuBass. It's not going to really do anything for you. Can the Kicker Key DSP work in conjunction with the Sony DSP head unit? Yeah, of course. You have to decide what you want to do first. Okay, so the Kicker Key is designed to go into a car and set up time alignment and equalization to sound. Now, the equalization is set to Kicker's curve that Steve Irby and the engineers and the staff decided this is what sounds good. All right. So when you set it, and it's also designed to do the time alignment, meaning this is where the microphone is, this is how it should sound. So once you get that all set up, you have to decide at that point, do you A, want to leave on their time alignment or shut it off and use the radio's time alignment? Other than that, that's it. Now, their EQ, you can leave that on and let it do its thing. If you decide that you want to use the Sony's EQ to change tonality depending on what type of source you're listening to, yeah, you could totally do that. That actually works really well because the equalizer and the key is equalizing each location. So if you use it as a 4-channel front and rear, it's going to EQ for those. If you use it as a front stage, meaning mid-range and mid-bass, or tweeter and mid-bass, it's going to EQ all 4 corners. So there's 4 EQ categories or 4 EQ corners happening there, which is correcting for the vehicle to get it to sound the way it does. If you want to go in after that and layer in your own equalization, you can do that. That's actually what a lot of the pro DSPs are now coming with. You have 3 EQs built into a new pro. And like what I mean is, so if you look at the Audison, if you look at the Moscone, the Helix is starting to do that. If they have 3 functionalities, you have de-equalization, equalization, and then after the fact, like group equalization. So you can de-EQ the factory if you're using a factory aftermarket radio. You can EQ the car, and then you can do a group EQ or a global EQ to the whole system just to add more life to it. And that would be the global EQ would be what your radio is doing. Holy crap, guys. You guys, this is what happens when we're gone for 2 weeks. They come out with like these like hard-hitting questions that it's like, holy crap. So it's pretty nice. You okay? You with me? You having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Hey, listen, guys. I know you guys are jonesing for us to answer your questions, so make sure to tune in Monday night. We'll be here. We'll be answering questions, but we got to get going. We got some stuff we got to get done tonight. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We look forward to seeing you guys Monday. Got anything, Fernando?
Bye, guys.
There you go. Bye from Fernando. You guys have a great night. See ya.